What if the quietest person on social media is actually the most powerful one in the room? No selfies, no birthday posts, no look at my life updates. While everyone else is performing, they're just living. And psychology says that's not a weakness. That's a superpower most people never develop. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you're going to see yourself or someone you know in a completely different way. Point 1. They don't need an audience to feel real. Most people post a photo to confirm the moment happened. Think about that. You go to a beautiful place, and the first instinct is to take a picture for others. Psychologists call this social proof of existence, the need for external witnesses to validate your own experience. But people who don't post, they've already escaped that trap. They eat the food before photographing it. They watch the sunset without framing it. They feel the moment instead of packaging it. That's not isolation. That's presence. Point 2. They understand what you're really selling. Here's something nobody talks about. Every time you post a photo on social media, you're not sharing a memory. You're submitting yourself for judgment, and your brain knows it. That's why your heart rate rises before you hit post. That's why you check back every 10 minutes. People who don't post have opted out of that cycle. Not because they're shy, but because they see through it. Research on media literacy and self-awareness shows that people who consume social media critically are far less likely to seek validation through it. They understand the game. They just chose not to play. Point 3. Their identity doesn't live online. Here's a question that will hit hard. If your Instagram disappeared tomorrow, who would you be? For many people, that thought is terrifying, because their social media profile has slowly become their identity. But people who don't post photos, their identity was never on the platform to begin with. Psychologists call this self-concept clarity, a stable internal sense of who you are that doesn't shift based on likes, comments, or followers. These people know who they are in the dark, not just when the camera is on. Point 4. They protect something rare, their private life. In today's world, privacy is not just a preference. It's a form of self-respect. When you post every celebration, every trip, every meal, you're slowly handing over the most intimate parts of your life to an algorithm. People who stay low-key online have figured out something quietly powerful. Not everything beautiful needs to be shared to be meaningful. Your happiest moments don't need applause. Your biggest wins don't need announcements. Some things are sacred because they're private. Point 5. They're playing a different game entirely. While most people are focused on looking successful, interesting, or happy, these people are focused on becoming those things. There's a concept in psychology called behavioral investment theory. The idea that every minute spent on performance is a minute not spent on growth. People who don't post aren't falling behind. They're just running a race you can't see on your feed. And 9 times out of 10, they're winning it. So next time you meet someone with no profile picture, no posts, no digital footprint, don't assume they have nothing going on. Assume the opposite. The loudest rooms are rarely the most interesting. And the most interesting people are rarely the loudest. They don't need to be seen to feel seen. And that is real confidence. If this made you think differently about yourself or someone you know, subscribe. Because on this channel, we don't just scroll through people's lives. We decode the psychology behind them.